So I'm doing a vegan Beyond Impossible helper, you know. It's a good way to use up stuff that you have around. And I don't cook from recipes, you know, like where you got a cup of this and a cup of that, because who's got, you know, this, that, and the other. Usually I like to just take whatever the hell's in the fridge and whip it into something. So this is my vegetable blend. It's, you know, garlic and onion, shallots, a little bit of radishes, celery, tomatoes, bell peppers, you know, red and yellow, a bunch of spices and stuff. And here you got Impossible ground, which has a nice texture to it. You can brown that in the pan. But because I had a lot of veggies left here, I needed a little more, so I got also a Beyond Burger to add that nice flavor profile to that nice texture when it defrosts and stuff. But anyway, those you'll brown first, and then this, you know, I'll cook in the vegetable stock there a little bit, and this is going to release a lot of water. You know, that's because you got celery in there, tomatoes. So depending on how the water looks like, because again, I don't like to cook with recipes. I like to just look at what's going on, you know. But and I don't want to drain that because it's mostly to add flavor. But that's going to determine whether I want to cook the pasta the way people do with, you know, or rice pasta here, a little firmer one, depending on what that water looks like. The way they do a regular hamburger helper, I got some leftover sauce here. I'll throw in if I need to open up tomatoes, but I probably won't need that because I got them here and some sauce. In any event, if there's a lot of water left, I mean, you know, you're going to put in the meat, and that's going to just absorb all those flavors into the meat. You know, it's what you want. But I don't generally like to cook the pasta right into that. If there's a lot of water, I will. But usually I like to boil this pasta first, cook it halfway. If it says 6 minutes, cook it for 3 or 4 maybe. And then dump it in at the end, give it a spin, and let it do its thing. You know, because that takes some of that starchy shit out of it and that pasty crap. Though if you need to thicken up a dish, you might want that. But usually I'll boil some of that out first and then cook the half-cooked pasta back into the dish. And that also lets you know how much pasta you really need. You know what I mean? You can always add a little bit more vegetable stock if you overdid the pasta and just cook it off. And then at the end, you know, before the cheese goes on, I got some, you know, I chopped up some broccoli I had here. And that, since I already boiled the pasta, I'll use the same water, though I won't put the broccoli in the water. I'll get that thing I had for the deep fryer, like something like this, like one of these baskets, and just kind of steam the broccoli a little bit, and cook it a little bit, because I want to lay that over the top at the end so that it still has a nice crunch when you put the cheese there on. Also because these vegetables will mostly be killed, but they're mostly used for flavor of the meat and the pasta. You know, like it just kind of disintegrates and has some... Yeah, a little bit, depending on how you do it. Celery and the onions might give it a little crunch, but by and large, it's dead. You don't want to kill the broccoli, so that if you have to eat it the second day and somebody ends up throwing it in the microwave, you know, now it's still fine. The broccoli gave you a little bit of crunch the first day. So whatever I cook, I'm always thinking about the second day, because I usually end up making too much, and it ends up being, you know, the lunch tomorrow or somebody's dinner somewhere or a snack. And most of the time, actually, what I cook ends up coming out better the second day. So I always think ahead like that. I mean, there's a lot of things like that just need to settle. You know, there's certain cheeses. And I say cheese, I'm not using, you know, animal cheese. But we got a bunch of different kinds of cheeses, like I could show you, you know. But in any event, like some of this stuff, whether it's Bio Life here with cheddar or the Chow cheese, or Miyoko's or mozzarella or smoked provolone, there's a bunch of them, but they oftentimes, like especially with pizza, are better the second day. Like once they've settled and hardened a little bit, then you reheat them quick and it's like it flash heats them, and then all of a sudden it really tastes more like regular cheese than it woulda. And then of course any of the scraps from all the vegetables go outside for the deer. You know, that's where they go. But anyway, even so, something simple like hamburger helper, you don't need like recipes. You just need to know like what the hell you're trying to do. You know, and how everything cooks. And if you don't know, you should, you know, watch Bobby Flay, because that show will kind of teach you all that shit. If you watch it for a few years. But anyway, that's my vegan hamburger helper. There's no specific recipe again, because you just take whatever the fuck you got going on and you watch how it cooks, and then you determine where you want to put the meat in the pasta and what to do at the end. And if you need more or less, you adjust as you go, and that's how you really cook. You know, you don't fucking, oh, a cup of this and a tablespoon of sugar, and you don't have half the shit, and you don't know what to do. No, you cook and you taste and you let it roll, and every day is a journey. That's how you cook.